Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Rabbi said that was Mendy Auerbach's face. It's not on purpose, but it happens every day. We love you. A good given shiur, good kvittel. Good kvittel. I know it's going to be a beautiful year because the famous Chazan of Nachman Seltzer, in front of 300 people, had me in mind. It's going to be a gewaldige year. Be'ez Hashem. Gewaldig. It's going to be. You weren't here last night, but I got to tell you this. Middle of the year, I turned to Hillel. I said, I noticed that you davened a double Shemona Esrei. When the Chazan in Mincha, Menachem Ateh beautifully, Chazan Mincha was finishing his Shemona Esrei, he was still in middle. So I said, I hope you had me in mind. And he says, yes, Eliezer ben Rus. And I'm thinking that I said to him on the spot, I said, there's an Eliezer ben Rus walking around somewhere, doing so well this year, making millions, no daigus, nothing, and poor Eli Stefansky is still krachting around. Shkoyach, Hillel. This is the schedule. Rabbi said, take a quick picture of this. We have a lot of guests here. I want to say hello to some of them, so we're going to make this quick. Very few emails today. We have a beautiful program on Sukkot. You'll see right outside, we enlarged our Sukkah by 100%. It's double the size. It's massive. There's going to be food every morning, besides, I think, Friday morning. But we're going to have what? And Hoshana Rabbah. Check out the schedule. It's basically after they finish davening over here next door in Bnei Yeshivas. There's wine, there's pancakes and omelets made on the spot. It's geschmack matzav. That we have singers. We sing a lot. It's gewaldig. Check it out. Huh?
You're gonna be a shiur?
The usual. Rabbi Sai, we're continuing with this, and Alpi, our CEO, he asked me to go into Sukkot with this. It's a tremendous. It's adding up beautifully. A lot of people had chizuk and his chaskus, and as he calls it, it's his chaskus atoyre. Jeffrey Strumeyer, Yaakov Schachter, Yitzchak Winkler, Meir Fischel, a groisi shkoyacher Meir. I don't know who he is. I hope to get to know him one day. $500. Givaldik. Yesterday, somebody, Motzi Shabbos, we had an $18 a day guy. A day. Times 365. We're looking for more of these people. Be'ezer Hashem, we won't ever have to do a charity event. Tila, $2. Zevi Man, Nathan. No, with the point that you see how it goes together, it's not even on purpose, but it doesn't matter the amount. It all adds up. Just everybody should be a shutuf. Nathan Klein, Yehuda Nacker, Avi Spiegel, Avi Steinberg, Shlomo Reich, Isaiah Schofield, Joshua Solomon, Ed. This I'll give to Shamshi Shlafrak to read. Ilya Zanov, Chaim Friedland, Allison Jacobs Levine, Moshe Krause, Daniel Rosenberg, Aaron Schwartz, Moshe Lachman, Chesky Rosenberg. If I think that who I think it is, you know who Chesky Rosenberg is? The Rebbe from Brazil. He's a Rebbe in Brazil. Rabbi said this will never get old for me. I have to say there is a tinge of Gaiva over here. Yeah, usually I'm okay. Yeah, here this one right over here. This comes from a Baba V'Chassid. And the Baba Rebbe is on my spot. I'm on the right top shelf. This is a 36 by 36. Today, Mark Ashkenazi wrote to me and said, I just got in a FedEx this picture, and he shows me. I said, I know who sent it to you. The Baba V'Chassid from Borough Park, Rabbi Yisrael Goldstein, Shkoyach. This, we all know Yidi Leibowitz. He was our graphic designer who was nifter at a very young age during COVID. And his son, Shimi, works for us. He's one of our editors / he works for us full time in the office downstairs. This is the grandfather, the Nikolsburger Rebbe, telling a bunch of Bachurim, and this has something to do, telling a bunch of Bali Tshuva. He's telling them about our shiur, because Yidi used to push the daf. I believe he got Yossi Klein. Believe it or not, he got Yossi Klein. So here we go. Stefansky, you just said.
He has a way how to present the Gemara, no matter how difficult it is. He can present it in such a way that it should be so sweet and so understandable and beautiful that even the biggest stein in a cup and the stein in a
Stein means a rock, a stone. If you have a stone for a heart or a head, you can understand the shiur. I'm showing this because there was a kid sitting in that audience, young kid. That kid made a few siyumim since then because he took the Nickelberger Rebbe. Anybody has Nickelberger Rebbe? He said the kid said, okay, I can do the daf. He could be a stein a cup. So he went and he started doing the daf. And here he is at his bar mitzvah last night. His name is Chaim Alexander Reut.
He's learned he's doing culture. He's in the middle of Zevachim now.
He's in the middle of Zevachim now.
By the way, see him in Holy Yes for his bar mitzvah. He said the last night of Holy Yes and finished this.
Anyways, Agroisa, Mazel Tov, even younger kids. The Masechta is sponsored by David Salomon, dedicated in memory of Aviv Mori, Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiv, anonymous. The Masechta Lili Nishmas, Doidi Shlomo Yehuda ben Shmuel Chaim, Asher Shoka Veloma Kachim Kol Chayav, anonymous. The Schus for Shlomo Nochem Tzvi ben Yenta, sponsored by Skybook Capital. In honor of our friends, Meir Kovacs, Taki. Let me take a drink of water here. And Shamshli Shafrak for the devotion for Torah study in the Shiur. Joel Gedalius, Lili Nishmas, my father, Jack Gedalius. Anonymous! Hatzlacha Baruch Nisu Gashmius. He might be in Eretz Yisrael, Mr. Anonymous. I'm not going to say. Coil sponsors. Monthly, Anonymous from London, Hatzlacha in Business. Monthly sponsors, Anonymous from London, Hatzlacha B'Parnos. Yudah Lushinsky. In honor of my father's 6th cycle of the Daf, your big heart and giving to the community is inspiration for all of us. Brachad B'Lidai, Yehuda ben Yomim ben Chava, and Baruch Tzvi Nissim ben Shoshana Leah. That's by Anonymous. Anonymous. L'shana Toiva Musuka L'schus Eliyahu ben Chai Dvoyer in honor of my Chavrusa Simchala Ben Zion Glicksman. Mazel Tov to Talia on her birthday. I'm just laughing because coming out of Yom Kippur, I said I'm going to work on myself. Midas. I'm going to be nicer to people. The shiur didn't even start, and I insulted someone. What happened last night?
The magnet.
Oh, the magnet. Yeah, that wasn't nice. He asked me afterwards, is it okay? I said, yeah. I was trying to be funny on his cheshbon. Mazel Tov to Talia on her birthday. No, I come in here, somebody parked like weird, like he was blocking something. So I said, who has this in this car? So the guy goes, like, is it mine or something? Like, is my car? I said, your car has 25 magnets that say MDY. I know your car. I'm not gonna. But that was like Matzi Yom Kippur already. Matzi Yom Kippur. Urgent for Shleima 4. Chaim Yosef Ariel ben Sar Rezel. Yeah, I know. Spoke to his kid. He's sitting right over here. Rivka and Dr. Avram Epstein pray for complete and speedy recovery for Dr. Harold Goldmeyer, who just had an anicle during Ne'ilah. Ear anicle. You're right. An ear anicle. Correct. HYK Ventures are 4 Shleima for Elka Baschana, Main, anonymous, extras chusim. The fewer words that you put into your sponsorship, the more chusim you get. Berkovici family in appreciation of Meyer Tarlo, welcome to MDY. Welcome. That's for the Shiur and MDY Kids Weekly. Daily sponsors Dr. Mark Silverman in honor of my parents Benjamin and Rosalind Silverman. Anonymous in honor of Alex Itzkowitz's birthday. Mazel Tov. Michael Shemsayev. Thank you, Rebelli, and the whole MDY staff. Thank you. Adam Schiff. Chaim and Ariel Shiv on the 6th yard set of our Zaidi. Shalom Yechila ben Reb Yaakov Alevi. Shmuel Eidler. Yard set of my mother, Pesir Bracha Bas Shmuel Hakoyen. Siyam Moyed. 2 Mishnayis a day. Lilu Nishmas. Anonymous, Linishmas Yaakov Eliezer Ben Meir on his 2nd yard site, 12th of Tishrei, a life lived as a true Eved Hashem. Love it. Anonymous, with gratitude for sweet daily learning, Johannesburg, South Florida. South Africa. Johannesburg is in South Africa. Oh, you guys, the old timers are going to love this. Bernard Leaptag. Bernie the Burn. You remember that? He's been quiet for years. But he came to my house once and he gave me some t-shirt or something. I wasn't home. I think I did meet him. Rebelli, been with you since Brachas Daf Beis. B'ezras Hashem, haven't missed a daf. It's true. He has been with us since Brachas Daf Beis. You remember that? He has to make a comeback, Taka. He used to send these, you don't remember, shtachadeki emails. Very stark. Yehuda Toiv. In marry my late Kala. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? His own or his daughter-in-law?
His own.
You know? In memory of my late Kala. Aviva Shoshana Bar Avram Avinu. Niftar in Yom Kippurim. Wow. Shalom Prager. Baruch Hashem, 2.5 years doing the daf, starting with Kiddushin. Chaim Milrad. Schus Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael. I'm still shooken up from that one. Art of the day. Art. Innovations. Schus for Eli and family, MDY staff and their families, our family. I want to say hello to all the guests. It's like a 10-minute. Baruch Hashem. Our family and of all Klal Yisrael to be sealed in Sefer HaChaim. Hashem, we should receive all the brachas, Yeshua's, the chamas that we all need monthly. For Shleima Yonatan Eitam Ben B'Shever Bracha. For Shleima Mordechai Ben Esther. L'Fuas HaYeled Daniel Zeh Ben HaYeled Esther. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Shalom. Hi. Eli from Yerushalayim.
Eli from Yerushalayim.
Originally from Paris.
From Paris. It's a good thing you're here now. Wow. Welcome. Okay. Who's a guest here? You're a guest. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Shalom Rafter.
From?
Tinek.
Tinek, Shalom Aleichem.
Representing, I'm a trucker, representing the United Brotherhood.
Tell me that you don't show up to work in that jacket of yours. What do you truck? What do you do? What do you do? You go long distance? Local. I once drove one, like a semi-trailer. Just like down, we got once a huge delivery of cabinets. I remember where it was, in one of the properties I was renovating, and I asked the guy if I could take it. It's unbelievable. It's like it's smooth, it's geschmack. He had a whole room behind.
The airplane, I'll teach you how to do the trucking.
It took me because I'm slow 5 years to be a pilot. It doesn't take that long. Shouldn't take, huh?
Yes, to you.
Oh, what's your name? Shalom Aleichem. Talking to your brother before the share on Zoom. What's your name? From? Tom's River. Shalom Aleichem. I thought like you, the whole island was here. What's your name all the way in the end?
Shlomi Fisher.
From?
Tom's River, New Jersey.
Love Tom's River. You're strong. These are your kids?
My son, this is his son.
Ah, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Huh?
First off ever.
For what? For who? For the father?
First ever, thanks to my son.
Really? Wow. Who was it last night? I still have a tear in my eye from that Kala. Who was here? Somebody was here last night. Oh, I said I need to love him. So this guy Adi, he came to my house after Shiur. It was after 12 a.m. with a whole box of bread. I love him, and Baruch Hashem, I got to love him. And he told me, I'm here because of my son. I love the daf. It changed my life, the whole thing, and his son. So you're not the only one in the last 12 hours. Okay, who else is over here? We have a few more. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name with the hat? Oh, yours. Stop, you're fooling with the hat. Next to you. I know you from, I saw you before. You were here before. Shalom Aleichem. I didn't even recognize this kid who was here every day for 3 years straight. He's wearing his hat. Can you get rid of your hat, please? What is this? He's trying to, ooh, Zevachim. Wow, geschmack. Okay, what's your name?
Menashe Paris.
From?
Costa Rica.
Really? Emes stuff? I'm going to have a guest this Shabbos. He's famous in the Shiur. He's David the Surfer. He's watching right now, I'm sure. And he found the Shiur before Brachas in Costa Rica. I'm pretty sure it was Costa Rica. I asked him, you're going to get a thing now? He was surfing. He's a surfer. He doesn't miss a day surfing. Even when he comes to Eretz Yisrael, he surfs. He has a surfboard here, and he surfs. Every day. He surfs in Los Angeles, in California, I should say. And I believe it was Costa Rica. That's where he wanted some Torah in his life, and he opened it up, and he's never missed a day since then. This is almost like 6-7 years almost. He's going to be here for Shabbos if anybody wants to meet him. So you're in Costa Rica. Do you surf?
No.
He's going to tell you. What a shame. What a shame. You live there now?
No, I live in Yerushalayim now.
Okay. No. He doesn't. He's supposed to lie like you. Next time you say, I live in Paris. I live in Costa Rica. Shmag. Okay. Oh, what's your name? Tell the your name. What?
Leiba Sternberg.
Leiba Sternberg. Shalom Aleichem. Came to the Rebbe. It's geschmack. Unbelievable. Okay. We have a nice oil here. Let's go. We have a Gewaldige Daf. We're holding Daf Yomi Amud Beis. We also do a little daf here, by the way. After all the whole. Ma'ilo yachgur bayoza. 2 lines from the bottom, Daf Amud Beis, Daf Chai, starting the year with the Chai. Ma'ilo yachgur bayoza. It says in the pasuk by Yecheskel, you shouldn't close the belt on a yoza. What's yoza? Omar ba'ilo yachgur b'mokim shemizim. Do not, how do you say close your belt in English? Buckle up. Don't buckle up in a place that you sweat. So there are a couple of places. Check this out. Right over there by the loins could be a little bit of a problem. If you have a little boich, because the extra basar, the matziv we'll call it, because it folds over there, it causes some sweat to go on, and you don't want the avnate, you don't want the belt to sweat. Another thing, here we go. You know those guys that wear their pants really or their trousers really high up? So they used to have it in the time of the Beis Hamikdash also. You shouldn't put the belt up there. Why? Because your arm goes against it, and that heat causes a person to sweat, extra sweat on the belt. Ella, so where do you wear the belt? Keneged atzila yedayim, right by the elbow. The bottom of the elbow, you put your hand down, that's where it should be. Daf Yutes Amud Aleph on top. Omar Ravashi, Omar Li Huna Bar Nasan. I love this story. Huna Bar Nasan was the Rosh Golus. He was the head of Klal Yisrael. He went to visit the king of Persia, Khamenei, whatever his name is. And my belt was above where it was supposed to be. It was higher up. So he comes over to me, the king, and he yanks it down. He pulls it down. He rearranges my clothing. And he says, this is things that I always thought it was logic. In other words, to be presentable. We're representing Klal Yisrael, so you represent yourself. It doesn't mean you have to wear Gucci or whatever it is, but clean clothing, not torn, not dirty. The Gemara always talks about Talmud Chacham Sheshli Revav al Bigdoi, what it means exactly, but according to the simple pshat of you shouldn't have a stain. It's chayiv misa if he has a stain. You represent. You don't go around with dirty clothing, dirty hats. The king tells him, Amlechas koyhanim v'goy kadosh. About you the kohen, you're the kingdom of kohanim, you're goy kadosh, you're a nation of holiness. You gotta represent. You gotta look menschlich. So I went to Ameimer and I told him, says the Rosh Golus, I went to Ameimer, I told him the story. The king readjusted my belt. He says, we even had in Avodah Zarah that whole story with Rava. He went to see that Prosta guy, the guy in the pool, and he had the Zionist over there, and he says, are you going to have such an unbelievable time? He says, we're going to have much better. You have Zionists, we have the queens, they're going to take care of us. It's in the Navi that the kings, the queens, they're going to take care of Klal Yisrael. So here, the Nebuah is coming true. Here you have a king helping you get dressed. He's serving you. Tanan awesome. Geschmack is sugis here. Kayin shlokabed's boy. You have a kayin that got a little boo-boo on his finger. It's bleeding a little bit. What do? Gemi, you put a band-aid on, some sort of grass, b'migdash. Now, there's a problem on Shabbos to do some sort of medical treatment, refuah. What's the problem, Rabbi Yisai? Shchitkat samimonim. What is it also known as in terms of the Lamites Melachas? How is it in the Lamites Melachas? Teichen. Doyle is mamish holding. Teichen. To grind. The way you make medicine is you take a bunch of different things, you grind them together. So anything that resembles that, even a Band-Aid, could be a problem. Now, Band-Aid I'm not going to go into. I'm sure there's heterium and whatever, but to wrap the bandage on could be a problem. It's a derabbanan. Now, Oh, we're going to get there. B'Hamikdash, in the Beis Hamikdash, where a kohen has to perform the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash, there's no shvus, there's no derabanan in the Beis Hamikdash. However, Leiba Medina, but outside of the Beis Hamikdash, you should not wrap the band-aid. Why? As the Gemara is going to say, because it heals. It's not a regular band-aid that you just put it on. It has some healing properties to it. The grass has natural healing components to it. That's a problem. And if you're trying to squeeze out blood, now that's the deraisa. What's the issa deraisa to squeeze out blood? Huh? Who? Who said shoichet? What's your name? You're a guest. Avram Rakowski. Shoichet. Is choivel the same thing as shoichet? Huh?
Yeah.
Who says yeah?
Dash also. It's also dash.
No, it's not dash. So the tolda is choivel. The main thing is shchita. You're not allowed to shecht a human being. You're not allowed to shecht an animal. You're not allowed to cause somebody to bleed on Shabbos. Choivel. You're both right. Choivel and shoichet, both right. So to squeeze the blood out, kamakan also even the Beis Hamikdash. Why? Because now it's the deraisa, and now we're talking about something that's really bad. Says the son of Reb Chia, one of the. Even if you find it, you better not tell me Milshir. Rav Yehuda, yeah, this is the twin, I believe. Lo yishanu ela gemi. What you're talking about here is to put some reed around, wrap your finger with some grass. Aval tziltzil katan, a little belt, have a yitur begadim. So we're going to be discussing this for a few lines over here. Anytime you add another garment, that's the problem that we said yesterday. There's a problem of too few garments and too many garments. If a kohen has to wear 8 garments and he wears 4, no good. If he's supposed to wear 4 and he puts on 8, no good. If he's supposed to put on 4 and he puts on 5, no good. By putting on this little belt, doesn't matter, he puts a nice little belt around his finger, a tiny little belt, a Gucci belt, that's 5 instead of 4. No good. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Le'amru yitur begadim ela b'mokim begadim. Comes Rabbi Yochanan with a massive chiddush, which Rav is going to argue on. Rabbi Yochanan says, adding extra clothing is a problem where you're wearing your clothing. If you have a shirt that you as a kohen have to wear, and you wear an undershirt, that's a problem. But on your finger, what's the problem? You don't have any clothing on your finger, so you put a belt. It's not a yitur begadim. Have a yitur. If it's not a place that you wear clothing for a kohen, it's not considered extra clothing. Ask the Gemara, this is what Moshe Einor was asking, how can you put a band-aid on your finger? How is the kohen going to grab the kli when he does Kabbalah, when he does Zrika, when he brings the imurim on the Mizbeach? Something is separating his skin from the actual vessel that he's holding, and that's called chatzitza, and that's aser. And something that his hand, his basar, has to be touching. In fact, his clothing have to be touching his body. So let me ask you something. If his clothing have to be touching, I'm going to get to you. I just noticed you. What's your name? From where?
Brazil.
For real?
No.
Nice. Check it out. Gewaldig. But he lives in Borough Park. Where does he live?
Born in Brazil. I live in Lakewood.
Were you really born in Brazil? So you know Chesky Rosenberg? I'm just talking about him. The Rebbe. No, for real. Very nice. Yeah. Gewaldig. I like that one. That was good. So, my style. I have no idea where I was. Oh, so you're wearing your Bigdei Kahuna, and a thread, one little thread, comes between your Beged Kahuna and your body. Is that a problem? Anybody want to take a guess?
Sure.
Oh, Ashi's in the house. Yes. I need a yes or no. I don't need a probably.
If it comes from the beggar, it's not. It's part of the beggar.
But it fell off the beggar. What about a louse? Louse comes off your head. Is scrolling around. No, they used to take your hair. No, not shaved. Not shaved. Sure, but what if it's a body lice? Shem Yirachem. Okay, we're gonna get there. Rabbi said it's gonna be fun. Says Gemara, we have a chatzitza. Says Gemara, no, it's not a brown chatzitza. Why? Bismoil. He got his little boo-boo on his left hand. Or even on his right hand, he put the Band-Aid on a place that he's not going to touch the kli. He touches the kli with the front of his head, not the back. So he put it over here, that's not the prow. By the way, this is just a public service announcement. I'm going to give a few of them today. In case you don't know, I think you all know this, but I just so... when I was on that... somebody ruined the story yesterday. I was on this mountain slide. What is it called? Alpine slide. And we were once in Austria. It was great because it grabs it like, mechanically it can't come off. But the one in Utah was a little schwach. It was like pretend it's a slide, and they put a thing with wheels in a slide. And if you go too quick, you come off the slide. And as you know, I was holding my ankle, and we flew off a little bit. I got whacked in my head, and she also got hit in the head. She had a nice gash in her head, and she was crying, until one of the workers brought a Band-Aid, and we put the Band-Aid on the other side of her head. Like her bang was over here, we put it over here, and immediately she stopped crying. She felt good. It's an unbelievable thing. Band-Aids work for many broken bones, car accidents, everything. You put a Band-Aid on a kid, it's unbelievable. Sakimana. It works for adults. The adults have different Band-Aids, whatever. There's different things. Placebo. Popliga the Rava. Now this comes to argue on Rava. Rava says, in the name of Rav Chizda, his father-in-law, that even one thread, sometimes nima's a hair, a thread, it's the same thing. The point is, a very thin something, if it's where your clothing are, if you're wearing a shirt as a kohen, and there's one thread, one hair that's detached in between you, your body, and the clothing, chaytzetzes is a problem of chatzitza. If it's a place that the kohen doesn't wear a beged, then it's 3 fingers by 3 fingers. So Rabbi Yochanan says, no, that to have this extra clothing is only in a place where the kohen wears the begadim. According to Rava, no, anywhere. Says Gemara the Rabbi Yochanan. So we have a machlokes here. Yoshi did this whole thing 2 in the morning. I don't know if it helps you. It helps. I'll just first of all, he did this. This is a tziltzil cotton, I guess. This is like a little belt. She's in the house. If this helps, this is tziltzil. According to review the Barchia and Rava, a tziltzil cotton in the makam of this side is tziltzil cotton, this side is 3 by 3 beged. B'kitzer, okay, I'm just going to leave it up here for now. You guys can take a look at it. But maybe they don't argue with Yehuda who talks about a little belt. Why? It could be even though it's a small belt, but since it has a certain importance to it, it has chashivas, so that's considered extra clothing. Lishna achrina, another lashon Rabbi Yochanan. Over here, Rabbi Yochanan is not going to argue with Rav in this lashon. This halacha of that you're allowed to put a Band-Aid on in the Beis Hamikdash, we're talking about a reed, aval tzitzil katan, but a small little belt, chaytzitz. That's considered extra clothing. Rabbi Yochanan amar le'amar chatzitza b'pachis mishalish al shalish el b'makim b'gadim. But in a place that there's no kohanik begadim, shalish al shalish chaytzitzos, then 3 by 3 causes the chatzitza. Pachas mikan any chaytzitzos. Vayna the Rav Amar Chizda. So now they're in agreement. Over here you see the second Here, shaloi b'makim b'kadim. If on the left bottom you see, if there's a 3x3 that's not in a place of kohanik b'kadim, according to the second Reb Yochanan, it's chaytzitz. According to the first Reb Yochanan, it's okay. It says Gemara Leiba Pligada, the review the Brei the Reb Chia. Are they arguing on this halacha of the small little belt? Shani tilts the chashiv, since it's there for, it's a beauty, it's to beautify. So even a small little belt, maybe everybody agrees that's problematic. As the Gemara, why are you telling me that this reed band-aid is not a chatzitza l'shmin tzitzel katan? He should say that even a small, say a chiddush, a belt, even something a chashav, doesn't cause a chatzitza. Says the Gemara, Milsa Agav, tells us another chiddush. The Gemi Masei, that you should know that this type of reed, using it as a band-aid on Shabbos is problematic because it has healing properties, and that's also on Shabbos if it's not in the Beis Hamikdash. But in the Beis Hamikdash we said it's not a problem, it's only the Rabbanon, and they weren't guys with the Rabbanons. By Rava, here we go. A bunch of interesting questions, like 7-8 questions. Sometimes you walk in the street, your shirt is open or something, a nice wind comes in and blows up your shirt like a balloon. Now the problem is, it says in the Torah that the clothing should be touching your skin. It's normal. Once in a while a wind comes in and blows it up. It comes away from your skin. Another question. We have to understand that in those days, it's still an issue today in certain countries, in certain areas, but in those days it was very prevalent. They didn't have the what we have today to deal with it, the special combs and the. It's not just the hygiene. Even if you knew you had lice, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to remove the eggs? What are they called? The nits. How are you going to remove the nits? I don't even know if they were aware that there were nits. You know, they thought it was like it just showed up. Spontaneous, yeah. That from one Gemara it seems like that. But Akol Panim, we have devices. These combs take it out. We have better hygiene, maybe. We have more water. We have the chemicals that kill it. We live in a different generation. Kino Maushatach. So what if the kohen has a louse? Is that considered chatzitza? Says Gemara, if the thing is dead, the valley chaitza, that's certainly it makes a chatzitza, interposes. How's the arts will call it? The clothing is not touching the basar on that tiny little area. It's unbelievable. Chayamai. What about a live louse? Mi amrina kivin the asav azla. It comes and goes. Revisahi v'loy chaitza. This is how it lives. It's normal for human beings to have certain things growing on their body, whether they know about it, they don't know about it. They have different bacteria, different who knows what. Some are larger, some are smaller, some are microscopic, some are a little larger than microscopic. It's normal. This is life. So maybe it's not chatzit. So idilma given the kapid Allah chaitza. No, but no normal human being is okay with it. He doesn't want it there. So if he doesn't want it there, even though it lives on him, it doesn't mean that it's not. So it's chatzitza. Okay. Next question. Offer ma'ush yachitz. What about dirt? Offer vadi chaitza. A bunch of mud is a chatzitza. Avak offer ma. What about the dust? The dust of the dirt. Beis hashechi ma'ush yachitz. So the question is like this: if a person has like a little bit of it's hanging over here by his armpit, is that considered too far away from his skin? Maybe it has to be skin tight. Al basari being a baleka, it has to literally be touching his skin. And I guess in those days they used to, they made it nice and airy. It came off the armpit. Valeka. That's normal to go large over there. I'm just thinking, it just occurred to me. I forgot what it was even. So maybe it was this. The beged of the kohen, they would start from the armpit on. There was like two things, no? Anybody remember what we're talking about? No? Okay. Something about sewing it. How do you make it one piece? They went from here, something yuma. Okay. Imagine I'm not wearing this shirt. This is covering my body. Take my hand, and put it over here, maybe to scratch the louse, whatever it is. Put it over here. Is my hand a chatzitza between the clothing and my body? Does a body, flesh on flesh, does a body create a chatzitza to itself? So what about one thread? Is that a chatzitza? Says Gemara, Nima vadi chatzitza. Yeah, one thread for sure. A louse is a chatzitza, so a thread is a chatzitza. So what's the question? What if one thread, you hear Ariel, one thread came off the garment, but got re-stuck in there? It's not part of the garment anymore, but it's like, kind of, it got stuck in there. Is that considered a chatzitza? Boy mar bar Ravashi, yotza sa'oroi bebigdoi mao. You want to be a, who's this tzaddik over here? You were here on, you want to be a prop? No? Here, maybe they, not you. Who's a guy that has good payas here? You have payas. You don't want to be a prop. You want to be a prop? You have no choice.
The guy from Brazil has very good.
Oh, Jonathan Stefansky. That's a good prop. What?
The guy from Brazil has very good.
I don't see them. You have payas?
They're there though.
No. Okay, you're good. Get up for a second. Get up. Stand up. The camera. Put the camera on him. Now put your payas between your shirt. Yeah, between. Oh, right. Exactly. Right over there. Givaldik. Is that a chatzitza? You see? Is that a chatzitza? It's hard to see. Move a little bit that way, maybe. Oh, that one. Oh, Otazoi. That's what we're talking about. Shkoya. He's been here already 4 or 5 days. Where do you live? In Barbak. Where do you come from every day?
From Yerushalayim.
Every single day from Yerushalayim.
My tablet broke down, so I didn't have internet there. So I'm coming in.
It's cheaper than buying a new tablet. I hear. You need a new tablet? That's the problem. How did it break? It fell on the floor or just stopped working? I need to know.
Not working.
Oy, so the quality's not so good? Them do I? Really? Maybe we have a warranty in this stuff. Wow. But you know what? The problem is Shimi Leibowitz, the guy in charge of all that, is in America now. Okay? All right. Sorry, kigufay dami loy. In other words, even if you say that a hand, putting your hand right over here, is considered not a chatzitza, what about here? Maybe here is different than a basar. Here is not, it's not to say it's not flesh on flesh, it's not skin on skin, it's something that you're supposed to cut once in a while. So it's not really part of your skin. So maybe that is a chatzitza. Maybe pace is different. Some people don't cut their pace at all ever. Oh, love this over here. Tefillin maushi choitzu. Do me a favor. Yeah, he'll do it. How about tefillin? Do tefillin cause a chatzitza? Shkoyach. So,
Didn't he wear cut?
we'll see. Here, I don't know if he wore tefillin or not, but Rashi says over here, there's a bunch of Rashis I want to show you, so I did them in different colors. Rashi says, the top yellow. People love tefillin so much that it should be literally like your body, especially in those days that they used to wear tefillin all day long. I'm throwing something out here because I was speaking to some of the Zilberman. I don't know if they could call them the Zilberman guys. They learned in Zilberman, the Kaufman brothers, the ones that made the Grav Asikimin yesterday. So we're talking about how they're very makpid at Zilberman, very makpid to wear tefillin all day, and what's the reason we don't. And then it got me thinking, like, so many things that we do in our life that we don't even know why and how. We just do things. And if you took like a moment to think about it, maybe things will change. For instance, tefillin. We all used to wear tefillin all day long. Now we only wear it, most of us, we wear it only during davening, shachris. Why? What?
Kavana.
You have to have a gufnaki. You have to have two naki. Your mind has to be clean, and your body. So it's just a question, throwing it out there. Why don't we wear tefillin during mincha? Ultimately, we want to wear tefillin all day. It's a mitzvah deraisa to wear tefillin all the time. So why don't we wear tefillin? Why don't we put it on one more time, 2 more times? I think it's a good thing. I told you this story, I'll say it again. One day I was sitting at home thinking about this, and nobody's watching me, nobody could see me. I'm going to wear my tefillin now while I'm learning. Why not? I have a guf naki, I'm in the middle of learning. So I put on my tefillin. 30 seconds, it wasn't even 30 seconds later, my wife walks by. What? You're turning into your father? Get those off now. I never listened to her so fast in my life. I'm like, okay, no, I was just joking. It was just, I was messing with you. Never again. And I must never put them on again. I got to fight for on. Fight for on. I'm going to start wearing them again. Oh, chutzpah. Anyway, just thought.
I know it sits outside.
She had the fear in her eyes. I saw the pacha. I was like, no, not turning to my father. Don't worry. Halavai should turn to my father. I want to do a public service announcement here. One more time. If you saw the shiur last night, don't answer. I'm not making a bracha or anything. I'm not wearing tefillin. I'm just doing this for the Islamid, just for teaching. Let's say I'm wearing my tefillin shiyad right now. Also, and everything is good. Everything is beseder. Not straight. This way. Okay. Question: does anybody see a problem with the way I'm wearing my tefillin right now? Am I yoitze? I don't know what's going on there. Yes. Loitus. The Hasidim are very busy with just like in the girls' school, they talk about you have to cover kolat nuos and the knees, and the Hasidic Hadarim. As far as where I went, they were very, very busy with the bloitis. It's mamish, the suri, the rice, the whole thing. Besides this. So Rabbi said, this is a public service announcement. I notice people even that daven with me in the minyan. If I wear like this, I'm not yoytze tefillin. Why?
Where's the hairline?
Oh, the hairline. That's it. The hairline is not the end of the chup. The hairline is where the chup begins. So by me, it's all the way up here. I would have to push my tefillin this way. Up to here. This is where my hairline is. So everybody has to check their hairline. And if you go past your hairline a little bit, you're not yoytze tefillin that day. And if you do it your whole life, you go your whole life without wearing tefillin. It's not a chumrah. If somebody just went like this, don't exaggerate. I'm just saying over from the Shulchan Aruch. I'm not making this up. It's not a chumrah. That's what we learned, and it's another problem. I said it in shiur a few times, and I looked around, and people don't know, and they don't care. So I'm saying it again. Maybe 1 or 2 people from the whole shiur will do it. Those who don't have a hairline, so it goes from where the hairline used to be. All right, we go weiter.
Take it off now.
I could? Yeah, okay, fine. Last night we had the kittel going with the... Okay. Shkoyach. Next.
I'll leave it down.
Okay. Leave it the mando Omar Laila Lavs Man Tfilinu Loiti Bailach. According to the mando Omar that you can't wear tefillin at night, like we basically paskin, it's not a question. Why? Given the Laila Chaitzi, since at night it's considered a chatzitza. Why is it a chatzitza, Rabbi Isai? So we're jumping now from something else. At night it's a chatzitza. It's not something that if you love it, it's part of your body. No, it's not part of your body, so it's a chatzitza. It's an extra beged. Given the Laila Chaitzi, Yoim Nami Chaitzi. What's going on here? Since at night you're not allowed to wear it, it's a chatzitza, so too in the day. But in the day you're allowed to wear it. So what's the problem? So now we have to come back to this Rashi. So Rashi says over here, Dim loikain, he says at the end of this line, and this is the second yellow right over here. Loikain matzinu avodas lailot chomer ma'avodas yoim. V'im kalamem. It comes out. It's an interesting svar. Rashi says, if you'd say at night it's also to wear, but in the day you're allowed to wear, that comes out that nighttime is more severe than daytime, and we know it's not true. Okay, that's one thing. But if you hold that nighttime is a time to wear tefillin, what's the halacha mitzvah? The gufei chayitz, since it itself is a mitzvah, so maybe it does cause a chatzitza or loy chayitz. I don't know. It itself is a mitzvah. Could it cause a chatzitza? This thing came to Rebami. We have a Shulchan Aruch. We have a halacha mefureshet that says Tefillin, chaytzitzos. Tefillin is a chatzitza. A kohen should not wear tefillin while performing the avodah. Meisvei, kohanim b'avidasim. So if this is your first time doing a daf in your life, you probably don't know this halacha, or this concept, I should say. There's a concept called ma'amodos. Does anybody, whoever knows ma'amodos, raise your hand. How many people in this room know ma'amodos? Not that many. Maybe 10 people. What is ma'amodos? Ma'amodos is that they instituted. We know that they would bring a carbon tamid every single day in the morning and the evening. There's kohanim shechting it, but there's Levim standing there on the paranches. And then we needed the Yisraelim to represent. How do they represent? They broke Klal Yisrael into 24 groups, just like there's 24 groups of kohanim. And from each group, they would represent that day. They would stand there. Let's say 10, 20 people would stand and watch. What about the thousands, tens of thousands of other Jews from the Israelim from that group? They would say different Kapitluch Tehillim and different songs at home, different places around the world. But we needed representation from the Israelim. That's called Ma'amodos. So Meisvei, Kohanim b'avidasan, the Kohen performing the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash, Ulevim b'duchanan, and a Levi duchening on the duchen, on the stage. V'Yisrael b'mamadan, and the Yisrael standing there watching the carbon tamid. P'turim minat tefilo minat tefillin. They don't have to say Shmoneh Esrei. They don't have to daven Shmoneh Esrei, and they don't have to wear tefillin. Why don't they have to wear tefillin? Oisig b'mitzvah. Potter minat mitzvah. Look what Rashi says over in purple. P'turim minat tefilo. Why? He says in parentheses, Shein yicholim lechaven. It's hard to be mechaven davening while you have to do you have to watch the Maimad. I'm assuming minat tefillin means, because there's a famous Tosfos that says that oisik b'mitzvah potter min mitzvah doesn't mean that if you're doing Hashavas Aveda, you don't have to wear tefillin, you don't have to wear tzitzis. It's only if it interferes with the. So if you put on your tefillin beforehand, you can continue doing the mitzvah of tefillin. So obviously it means putting it on to start out with.
No, you can't be Mesiach Das from the tefillin, so maybe it's.
You think so? No, Mesiach Das would mean to think about something that's not kadosh, but to think about korbanos, I don't think that's Hesach Hadas.
It's not a problem. Only by tefillah it says Hesach Hadas. Kavanah. So by tefillah that's not the problem.
Yeah, but that's in the parentheses. I don't know if we go like that, Rashi. So it says the Gemara, my love, it just says you're potter from tefillin. But if you want to put it on, it's not a problem. Chatzitza. No, it's a problem. So Yahachi Pturim, Asur Mebayli. The wording is wrong. It shouldn't say you don't have to. It should say it's also for you to put on tefillin. Why? Because it's chatzitza. Says the Gemara, you're right. Yisrael, it's not also for him to put it on. He doesn't have to put it on because there's no chatzitza by Yisrael. He's just potter. He's a potter. So it says potter. You're right. The good lashon for a kohen should have been aser, but he uses the other lashon of potter because it fits in with all three. As the Gemara, if you do wear the tefillin, it doesn't cause a real chatzitza. Over here now we're switching a little bit from extra clothing. The tefillin is extra clothing, or tziltzil katan is extra clothing. All these extra clothing. We said chatzitza doesn't really mean chatzitza. Really, it means extra clothing. Over here now we're going back to chatzitza for real. Like Ashi, hodiyad, hodarosh. No, hodiyad. When you wear a tefillin shel yad, it's a real chatzitza. Because you have to, like people put on their jacket over the tefillin. That would be a chatzitza between the jacket and your skin because there's tefillin in between. Hadaraish, but if you're wearing tefillin shel rosh on your head, that's not a chatzitza. We're not talking about extra clothing here. We're talking about a real chatzitza. As the Gemara Ma'ishnal Diyad, what's the problem? It has to be touching your skin, the clothing. And if you have tefillin, it's not touching your skin. But also for the tefillin shel rosh, it says you should wear the mitznefes. You have to wear this whole turban thing. How do you wear a turban? And tefillin. Tana, sorry, near bein tzitzlim mitznefes. So this is the tzitz. There was a little, it was 2 finger breadths wide. It said Kodesh Hashem, the Shem on top of the Kodesh, the whole thing. But also he wore a turban, but there was a room there for here. Here stuck out, it's chup, whatever you want to call it, came out. Chas v'shalom. So over there, that's where you would put on the tefillin. Daf Yomi Amud Beis. Shesham, Menichim tefillin. That's where we put tefillin. New Sugya, Rabbi Isai. Oh, before New Sugya, we have to do the turning of the Daf, sponsored by our global specialists in international financial services. Anonymous is Chus Vatzloch and Ruchlins and Gashmis. Anonymous is Chus to support a Torah that all tests should come back 100% healthy for me and my family. How do I know somebody? Oh, we have a little video here. Something new. What's a Mechusar Kippurim? He's a guy that was Tomei, went to the mikvah. When he goes to the mikvah, he comes out, he's what? A Tvul Yoim. And until nighttime, he's a Tvul Yoim. Nighttime comes, he's not a Tvul Yoim anymore, he's a Mechusar Kippurim if he has to bring a carbon. Here we go, Rabbi, say something new. He's red, he's super Tomei, goes into the mikvah. You see how the tumah popped out? It became purple now. He's purple, now it's nighttime, he turned into blue. Now once he brings the carbon and they shech the carbon, then he turns green. You like the cigarette in his ear? Mendy, you like it? He doesn't have to do, huh? He has the whole towel, the whole zach. Anybody that wants to anybody wants to send me an email about how we just taught kids it's okay to smoke, nivgati.com. It says by a woman who gives birth, she has to bring a carbon. She has to bring either birds, carbon, the whole thing. And it says that after she brings the carbon, v'tahera, she becomes tahar, meaning tahir mechlal she tmeya. That means she was tamei a moment before that. Even if she went to the mikvah and she's a tvul yoim, but she's a mechusar kippurim, she's missing the carbon, she's still considered tamei completely. If a person, kohen, doesn't rinse his hands and feet, let me show you what it looks like. Here. So this is later. It says that he puts his palms on top of his feet. It says here, Avneit chuka soilam v'rochat ziyudeim chuka. It says the word chuka. So we have it there, Shava. Just like over there, we already learned. If you don't have one of the begadim, it's possible to have either. So too, if you don't wash your hands, if you don't wash your hands and your feet, the avodah is possible. Torah Rabban. So this is unbelievable. I mean, yesterday was Motzei Yom Kippur. This is all about Avodah and Yom Kippur. And I know many people, Dr. Factor comes over to me, he says, while the kohen was throwing the blood, all I can think about is the monkey throwing the blood. Different people thought about different things. So it says, yeah, look who's talking. Don't pay attention. Anyway, sorry. So, sorry. It went like this. Rabbi say on Yom Kippur, the kohen gadol would go into the mikveh 5 times. In between wearing the big day zav and the big day lavan, every time he had to change of clothing, he had to go to the mikveh. But before he went to the mikveh, he would wash his hands and his feet before and after. So that was 10 times. 5 times in the mikveh, and every time he went to mikveh, once before he go to the kiyur, wash his hands and feet. Go to mikveh, once after, wash hands and feet. We'll see machlekes later on exactly how. 10 times kiyur, 5 times mikveh on Yom Kippur. A lot of work. What if he misses one? Kosher. Holding like 8 lines from the top. And if he didn't do it the first time of the day, no good. Avidas psula, that's every day. If a guy comes to the base, something that should do the avodah without going to the mikveh, apostle. The Ravasi asked him a bomb question. It's a deraisa to go to the mikveh 5 times. Just like we just said a second ago, it says chukah, means it's mamish ma'akev. You have to do it. By going to the mikveh 5 times, it also says chukah. Liakfu, why do you tell me that if he misses one in the middle of Yom Kippur, it's not the end of the world? It is the end of the world. Omar Lei, so Rabbi Yochanan answers him, Omar Kro, Uleveisham. Since it says in the Torah, check this out, Yil Bosh and the Uleveisham, which is a double lashon. So I learned from the 2 times that it's ma'akev. You must you must wear clothing. That's what you have to do. But mikveh is not ma'akev. Yeah? Okay, yeah. Fine. Masking. Although I don't know about the, I'll give you at least the Yadayim Reglaim. I don't know why you're saying not mikvah, but okay. No, talking about Chomesh Tfilos, Vasar Kiddushim, Deraisa. The Gemara says Chomesh Tfilos, Deraisa. Okay, Omerle, I'm not going to argue because I don't know. Omar Kro, Levesham Levishim Akeves, Vein Dova Achem Akev. So Tzav Upanov, Reb Asi was very excited from this answer. Oh, Levesham Dafka, the Levishas Begadim. Omerle, so Rabbi Yochanan tells him, Vav Auvto Kasvilach. If you look right over here behind me, you see all these lines in the wood? Here, this. Right over here. There's a lot of lines. So if somebody wrote a vav, just took a pencil and went like this, you wouldn't notice it because there's a lot of lines in the wood. So in other words, Rabbi Yochanan is telling him, I was messing with you. I wanted to see if you would fall for it. You fell for it. Not a good answer. Why? If the Torah is telling us that only Levishas Begadim is ma'akev, but mikvah is never ma'akev, so then the first mikvah of the day is also not ma'akev. But we just established that the first mikvah of the day is very, very important. If you don't do it, it's possible you're avodah. That's special. That first mikvah of the day, it says in the pasuk, it's a chak. You and your children. What does that mean? Something that all kohanim have to do, not just the kohen gadol, which is the first mikvah of the day. That is very necessary. If you don't do it, then the avodah is possible. Something that has nothing to do with his children, meaning mikvah number 2, 3, 5. That's not ma'akev. So he learns it from what? Chizkiah learns it from we have to just remember that for a second. And now we have another pasuk. They should wash your hands from the kiyar. Something that's important for the sons is important for the kohen gadol. Same kind of thing. What do all kohanim have to worry about? The first one of the day. How come Rabbi Yonasan didn't say over the pasuk of Chizkiah? That's a pasuk that's telling you that all generations have to worry about the mikvah the first time. And how come Chizkiah didn't learn from Moshe? That's teaching us another halacha. I was a caterer, so I was very into this. This is the best picture I was able to find. You know when you do these chasanas in a non-Jewish hall, so you don't have the sinks, so they put a bunch of water in these urns, you know, and you're always that guy that doesn't have that, you know, you have to tip it into the cup. That doesn't work. Anytime you have to tip the kiyar, you cannot wash from something like that. Why? You have to have enough water for 4 people. Moshe's one, Aaron is 2. The Banav is plural, is 2. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day. Motzei Shabbos at 9:30 sharp.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shiur today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.